Wait, sorry for the distraction. There is a tuft-eared, black-coated, white-bellied squirrel, and it is adorable. I'm gonna go check that out and then I'll come back to you. So today we're going out to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, a tourist hotspot, to see if there's anything cool in its surrounding forests. But most importantly, I'm just trying to get a change of scenery. Because you know as much as I do that over the past 6 or 7 weeks, the whole world's been on lockdown. And here in Munich, Bavaria, it's been exactly the same. And my heart really goes out to everybody who's been affected by this, both big and small. Because I'm very fortunate to say that my 2 biggest complaints are that living in a city right now is incredibly boring, and that honestly this is probably a terrible time to have a YouTube travel channel. Like and subscribe. However, things are starting to change. Social distancing is still obviously enforced, along with restaurants and attractions and hotels, they're all closed. But Bavaria has opened up their regional transit system, meaning you can leave your area and go somewhere else. Talking about that change of scenery. But that's probably not that exciting considering all the rules I just kind of mentioned. Never mind though, because Camille has been doing a fantastic job of scouring the internet for hidden castle ruins and other woodland secrets, because what's more social distancing and compliant than getting lost in the woods? And so come with us today to Garmisch-Partenkirchen to see if there's anything good or worthwhile when everything's closed. As you can tell, the weather today is just not ideal for hiking. However, we have about an hour-and-a-half train ride, and I've been promised that by noon, the sky should open up and it should still be a good day. But we have to wait for it. In that hour-and-a-half though, train snacks. Slim pickings today because a lot of the restaurants are still not open, but the Krobak's coming through. So I'm gonna go get a sandwich. Now getting to the Werdenfels castle from Munich will be trivial, which is sort of the whole point, right? Because as per usual, we're starting at the Munich Hauptbahnhof, taking the 10:23 RB train directly to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, where we're going to disembark. From there, it's just a 50-minute walk to the ruins, leading us right through the heart of Garmisch and out the other side into the rural outskirts, which is easily my favourite section, as while walking beside the rivers and meadows, I got a complete unobstructed view of the expansive valley that we're nestled in. After so long cooped up indoors, all I could do was ask Camille if this was the best landscape I've ever seen. And I mean, it isn't, but damn if it isn't near the top. Boy, am I ready for some fresh mountain air. An hour-and-a-half on that bad boy behind the mast, breathing in that hot recirculated air. Terrible. Anyway, luckily, the weather has completely broken, the sun is out, the rain is gone. Let's get into those mountains, huh? No need to stick around the train station, let's go. This park is lovely. And it's kind of funny because for the amount of times I've been to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, I've never been in this park. Highly recommended. But I doubt that's new news to anyone, as tourists know everything about Garmisch, except for this castle. And it really got me thinking, because over the past 6 weeks, during the lockdown, I've been really daydreaming and having tons of conversations with Camille about where are we gonna go, And I'd have never said Garmisch-Partenkirchen, absolutely never. But Camille found this really awesome website where they plot out very cool hidden castles. Not the kind of restored stuff that we've been going to lately, but real ruins. More like Edinburgh, if you've checked that video out. And so, lo and behold, here we are again, ready to see if there's something surprising in this incredibly unsurprising town. Let's hit that trail and find out. Eventually, you'll walk back into civilization across a 2-lane road. Nestled into a bit of construction is a nondescript trail that winds up into the forest, letting the busy street fall into memory. Now just an 80-meter ascent to go before we arrive. Pro tip, always follow the signs and check your map. I almost went the wrong way a few times, save only for Camille's intervention, and if your orienteering success relies on Camille, well, you've messed up, man. Man, that was a really good hike. Super easy to recommend. I mean, it's, a little bit for everybody, right? You got the river, the cute towns, and then this forest. So that was pretty fantastic. And then after only about half an hour, 80 meters of elevation, you're rewarded with this. How fantastic is that? And it kind of reminded me of something, because not only is there this, and I couldn't find this online, there's a restaurant as well. Great place to grab a beer. I wish it was open, but sadly it's not. And the restaurant really got me thinking, like I thought I'd all covered Garmisch and done it all, and there was nothing new for me to see. And I was surprised that there was a cool castle. I mean, should I have been surprised? I mean, I've gone all through Bavaria. And is a 900-year-old castle really that surprising in this location? Like, not really. So it's kind of funny that I just didn't put 2 and 2 together, like I go all around this area, but it just wasn't quite clicking. And really, I would argue now that not only should I not be surprised, I shouldn't be surprised that I'm not surprised. Anyway, I am absolutely starving. So let's get into that castle, have an awesome picnic, fly that drone around, and I'll see you after that. Let's go. You've been so good listening to all my logistics so far, how about we mix it up with a bit of background on this castle? Well, the Werdenfels castle is a bit spooky, as its history is shrouded in a mystery, and as such, it's a bit of a hot topic among German castle experts, with the construction date being its most contested feature. However, they do agree on a range, that it was built somewhere between 1180 and 1230. The original purpose is similarly unknown, as the castle's architecture isn't consistent with other medieval fortifications, with many scholars putting it on blast for its 90-centimeter thick walls and lack of flanking towers, making it essentially unsustainable for defense. You wouldn't even need cannons to knock these boys over, they're practically paper. Grond could have done it, and he was built to break doors, not walls. That's how useless these were. What we do know, however, is that the castle was used for a little while in administration, but that's kind of weird and inconvenient. So in 1632, the governor's seat was moved and the castle completely abandoned, leaving the last thing we know about it for sure is that the locals used the castle as a quarry, since it had some pretty good stonework. Try spotting them around town later while you're going out for dinner. The stones can be found to this day in the Baroque parish churches around Garmisch. No matter, even with its less than exciting history, I can say without a doubt that this castle is an excellent lunch spot with truly incredible views. Everyone I saw today loved it, and so will you. I think honestly that really rounds it out, and I'm thoroughly surprised by how much fun this was. I think just for how little effort it took, for me I had to take a train here, but for so many of you who are going to be in Garmisch-Partenkirchen anyway, it's just an hour walk is all you have to do, and what a pleasant walk at that. So in terms of return on investment for your vacation, this is tons of fun and I would highly recommend it. It was an excellent lunch and an awesome way to finally get out of the house after 6 weeks of staying inside. Anyway, I'll see you in the conclusion. We could talk more about it later.
Hey everybody, we're back in Munich after our trip to the Werdenfels castle ruins. Now I just want to talk a little bit about the research that's involved in this before I pass it on to Ben, because finding these castle ruins and castle ruins in general in Germany has been quite difficult for me, which is kind of weird, because if you think about our video that we did on our English itinerary, that process of finding ruins was actually quite easy due to the English Heritage Society. They have a wonderful website where they've mapped out all of these castle ruins that you can go visit, and you would think in a country like Germany that has so many castle ruins and things like that, that there would be some sort of website like that, and there's just not. So after a couple hours of research, I managed to find one website where some dude had just sort of plotted out the hundreds of castle ruins all across Germany. So if you happen to be interested in that kind of thing like we really are, then I've linked it below so you can check it out. But with that being said, Ben, who would you recommend this trip to?
Right, now, and before I do my recommendations, I also want to say thank you because you put in a lot of effort with all this research. A lot of people think that like I'm doing it and I'm just not. Like you came to me with this like weekend trip idea, like, oh, let's go do a picnic at this castle. And then, I mean, to be fair, I was the one who said, oh, let's make a video. But like the whole itinerary was on you, so thank you for that. And now in terms of recommendations, super easy. I mean, if you live in Munich like us, if you're in the area, this is a fantastic thing for you to go do. I mean, Garmisch-Partenkirchen is a little touristy, so usually you go and then you never go back, you know, if you live here. However, it's a fantastic excuse to get back there because it is a lovely town and it's a fantastic little lunch and hike kind of adventure. Tons of fun. Now, what about if you don't live here though? Obviously, your vacation time is very precious. So does it make sense if you're based in Munich to kind of take the train out there to go on this little lunch thing and then come back? No, don't do that. That's very inefficient. It's a huge waste of your time. Plenty of great picnic spots in Munich. Now, if you're doing what's more traditional though, you won't really base yourself in Munich the whole time. You'll go out into Bavaria, into the countryside, and you can go visit all the little towns. And this is a fantastic little half-day filler to add into that. You know, Garmisch-Partenkirchen will probably be on your list anyway, if anything, for the Zugspitze, which is our most famous video. Tons of people go down there. I mean, Garmisch-Partenkirchen isn't a secret. And so if you want to spend a little bit more time there, get to know it a little bit more intimately, see some stuff that the tourists who blow by won't see, this is for you and it's fantastic. Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, so with that being said, incidentally, we're actually going out to some more castle ruins tomorrow. I like the website so much and this trip that we did so much that I looked up some more castle ruins and we actually found two that are just outside Füssen.
Right, there are going to be authentic castles outside of Füssen. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, if you're familiar with Bavaria, Füssen is the town that's closest to Neuschwanstein.
It's not an authentic castle, I'm really sorry. It's very cool, I know you loved it there, but it's not authentic. We're going to show you some real ones.
Yeah, we're pretty honest about our feelings about Neuschwanstein. Anyway, with that being said, thanks for watching so much. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you in the next video. Bye.